Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Someone did ask me if BBAI stock, BigBear.ai Holdings, is a buy here at $3. They believe it'll go to $10 like a lot of the other AI stocks have been doing. They've been making some big moves. And I'm telling you right now, if AI is going to continue to get this kind of volume going into next week, starting tomorrow, if this continues, I could see this at $10. There's plenty of AI stocks right now just shooting 10, 20, 30%. You would think at some point it would stop, but it just keeps going. I don't see AI going anywhere. It's in its infancy. We will have robots next to us doing our chores, and eventually they will replace us completely. That is the future. So I wouldn't want to bet against BBAI. I would buy dips on BBAI. That's what I'm looking for, at least going into next week. Buy dips on BBAI. It has gone up. If we look at the monthly here, it has gone up as high as $4.72, a high of $6.79, and then a high of $16.12. So it's very, very capable of having these huge. This could be the beginning of another big move to the upside here. You look at the past, you can see it loves to have these big runs every year or so. So, by the looks of it, if we can break, let me look at the resistance here. Yeah, if we can break 360, $4 and then $5 is going to be your next levels. So that's what I'm watching for. That's assuming it doesn't gap up on you like crazy, because we've been getting some gaps on a lot of these. So yeah, if it gaps, you can see on this gap here, it opened here, pulled back, either way pulled back, and then ran up, sold off, and you still ended up green. So if we're going to continue this, BBAI, just buy some shares at open, then close the position at the end of the day. If it closed on a green candle, you made money. If it closed on a red candle, you lost money and you move on, and that's probably the end of the AI hype, because that's what's moving it right now. All right, guys, that's the game plan. I know it's kind of probably not like a normal game plan, right? Like you're basically betting that this is going to open green and it's going to close green. And if it does, you made money on your shares. If it closes red, you lost money, you move on. You don't hold it overnight because you never know when this is going to come right back down. But shades, it might not come back down. Well, the funny thing is, all these runs look at this run here. It ran to 16. People were saying the same thing. It's never going to come back down. And it came right back down to 58 cents of all things. Ran from 58 cents to $6, $7, and it came right back down to $1. Every time it's had a run, what happens, guys? What happens every time it's had a run? I think the math is pretty simple and clear here. Every single time, it comes right back down nice and cheap. So who gets rewarded? The people who buy down here when it's nice and cheap at around 150. And then when it pumps, you take profit, you dump it on everyone's head. Then it comes back down and you rinse and repeat. Because we like buying bottoms, we like buying cheap. So that's my opinion on BBAI. Now, but shades, you could be wrong. Maybe this is the one time. I'm sure that gets said every single time this thing runs. Oh, this is the one time. If we look at the history of this stock, you can see very clearly since 2021, what does this stock like to do? It likes to pump and dump, pump and dump, pump and dump, pump, and it's going to dump. Until that pattern changes, why should we assume otherwise? Especially because of the 3 times it's already done that. This is basically an OTC penny stock. That's what it's behaving like. It's a pump and dump. The AI hype, reaches its peak. We hit a peak on BBAI, and then it dies off just like any other thing that gets a lot of hype. It eventually loses its 15 minutes of fame, and it comes right back down. So, what I'm saying is, you don't want to lump sum a big position up here, because you never know if you're buying the top. The best time to lump sum a big position is, you know where it is. Right at the bottom down here at 130 to 150. That's when you want to add big, not at the top or what could be the top. If anything, you want to add some, a couple hundred shares, and like I said, if it closes green, you take your profit, and you're thankful that you got some easy money just riding the candle and the trend. If it closes red, you take the loss. You don't hold it all the way down. You don't hold the bag. So there you go. See, the reason I'm giving you this strategy is because I don't want you to lump sum a huge position here on Monday, and then it gets like the biggest dump ever back to like 250, and it just dumps on you like 40%. And now you're holding a big bag up here. That's what I'm saying. Small position, and your stop loss is, you don't really have a stop loss. It's a bet. You're betting that it's going to close green. If it doesn't, it closes red, you take the loss. So, and that's why I gave you this example here. If you bought it open here at 275 and then it closed down here at 261, well, you took a 14-cent loss. Whatever. But then the next day, you bought at 267, closed at 284, so you made your money back at that point. And then here it closed green again, so now you're actually in the green, literally, despite taking this one loss here. That's what I'm saying. Take advantage of the trend, but at the end of the day, close the position and move on. Up to you as to how you want to play. I know everyone's different, but I'm not going to touch this. I'm not. I'm going to wait for down here. But Shades, this time you're wrong. It's going to go to 100. It's never going to come back down. Well, I'm going to go based off of this historical data that tells me it pumps and it likes to dump like it's an OTC penny stock. And I'm going to treat it as such, because you never want to hold a big bag on a penny stock that goes from 4 cents to 50 cents and then it comes right back down. Oh, you think I'm kidding? You think I'm kidding? Oh, that's cute that you think I'm joking. I'm not joking. This stock right here, ILIS, went from 0.04 to a high of 50 cents. And now everyone who bought up here at 40, 30, 50 cents, who thought this was going to go to dollars because they think their stock is so special, guess what happened to those people? They're holding a big bag down here, 003s. So don't do it. Don't chase, okay? And if you're going to chase, please just take the loss at the end of the day if it closes red. All right, guys. I'm bullish on AI. I am. But you got to be careful sometimes. When you look at the history, you're like, this is basically a penny stock. Might as well be a little more careful. Smaller position. And take the loss at the end of the day if it closes red. Closes green, take the profit, move on.